2011 National Electrical Code requires small appliance branch circuits in dwelling units to be arc fault circuit interrupter protected. This includes circuits serving refrigerators, freezers, and microwaves. When installing an essential services backup generator, one may need to change the circuit breakers in the transfer panel for appliances that are essential. This again includes refrigerators, freezers, and microwaves. Arc fault circuit interrupter protection is required on small appliance branch circuits to reduce the risk of electrical fires caused by arcing faults. Arcing faults are often caused by damaged or loose wiring, which can occur during renovations or repairs. Arc fault circuit interrupters detect these arcing faults and quickly trip, preventing them from escalating into a fire. The generator's transfer panel must be able to handle the electrical load of the essential appliances it is serving. The circuit breakers in the transfer panel should be sized to match the amperage rating of the appliances. Using circuit breakers with too low of an amperage rating can result in nuisance tripping, while using circuit breakers with too high of an amperage rating can pose a safety hazard. Therefore, consulting with a qualified electrician to determine the appropriate circuit breaker sizes for the essential appliances and generator transfer panel is advisable. The electrician can also verify that the arc fault circuit interrupter protection requirements are met. Let's delve deeper into the specifics of arc fault circuit interrupters and their role in electrical safety. An arc fault circuit interrupter is a type of circuit breaker that is designed to detect and respond to dangerous electrical arcs in a circuit. Unlike traditional circuit breakers, which primarily protect against overloads and short circuits, arc fault circuit interrupters are specifically designed to identify and interrupt arcing faults, which can be a significant cause of electrical fires. Arcing faults occur when electricity jumps between two conductors, creating a high-temperature arc. This can happen due to damaged wiring, loose connections, or insulation breakdown. The heat generated by an arcing fault can ignite nearby flammable materials, leading to a fire. There are two main types of arc fault circuit interrupters: branch or combination arc fault circuit interrupters and outlet branch arc fault circuit interrupters. Branch or combination arc fault circuit interrupters provide protection for the entire branch circuit, including the wiring and devices connected to it. Outlet branch arc fault circuit interrupters are installed as specific outlets and provide protection only for the outlet and any downstream wiring or devices. The National Electrical Code mandates the use of arc fault circuit interrupters in various locations within a dwelling unit, including bedrooms, living rooms, dining rooms, and small appliance branch circuits. The specific requirements may vary depending on the edition of the National Electrical Code being used, so it's essential to consult the latest version for accurate information. When selecting an arc fault circuit interrupter, it's crucial to ensure that it is properly rated for the circuit it will be protecting. The arc fault circuit interrupter's amperage rating should match the amperage rating of the circuit breaker it is replacing. Additionally, it's important to choose an arc fault circuit interrupter that is compatible with the type of wiring and devices in the circuit. Installing an arc fault circuit interrupter is generally a straightforward process, but it's always recommended to consult with a qualified electrician if you're not comfortable working with electrical wiring. The installation process typically involves turning off the power to the circuit, removing the old circuit breaker, connecting the wires to the arc fault circuit interrupter, and installing the arc fault circuit interrupter in the panel. After installation, it's essential to test the arc fault circuit interrupter to ensure that it is functioning correctly. This can be done by pressing the test button on the arc fault circuit interrupter, which should cause it to trip. If the arc fault circuit interrupter doesn't trip when the test button is pressed, it may be faulty and should be replaced. Now, let's shift our focus to the considerations for sizing circuit breakers when installing a backup generator. When a backup generator is installed, it's important to ensure that the transfer panel and circuit breakers are properly sized to handle the electrical load of the essential appliances that will be powered by the generator. A transfer panel is a device that allows you to switch between the utility power and the generator power. It's essential to choose a transfer panel that is rated for the maximum amperage that the generator can provide. The circuit breakers and the transfer panel should be sized to match the amperage rating of the appliances they will be serving. For example, if you have a refrigerator that draws 10 amps, the circuit breaker for the refrigerator should be rated for at least 10 amps. It's always a good idea to add a safety margin of 20% to the circuit breaker rating to account for potential surges in current. Using circuit breakers with too low of an amperage rating can result in nuisance tripping, which can be frustrating and inconvenient. On the other hand, using circuit breakers with too high of an amperage rating can pose a safety hazard, as they may not trip quickly enough in the event of a fault. To determine the appropriate circuit breaker sizes for your essential appliances, you can refer to the appliance's nameplate, which typically lists the appliance's voltage and amperage requirements. You can also use a multimeter to measure the actual current draw of the appliance. When sizing circuit breakers for a backup generator, it's also important to consider the generator's surge capacity. The surge capacity is the maximum amount of power that the generator can provide for a short period of time. Some appliances, such as refrigerators and air conditioners, require a surge of power when they start up. The circuit breakers in the transfer panel should be able to handle these surges without tripping. In addition to sizing the circuit breakers correctly, it's also important to ensure that the wiring in the transfer panel and the wiring to the essential appliances is properly sized. The wiring should be able to handle the maximum current that the generator can provide without overheating. The National Electrical Code provides guidelines for sizing wiring based on the amperage rating of the circuit. Finally, it's crucial to have a qualified electrician inspect the installation of the backup generator and transfer panel to ensure that it meets all applicable codes and safety standards. The electrician can verify that the circuit breakers are properly sized, the wiring is correctly installed, and the transfer panel is functioning properly. This will help to ensure that the backup generator system is safe and reliable. Now let's talk more about specific appliances. Refrigerators typically require a dedicated 120 volts, 15 or 20 amp circuit. The actual amperage draw can vary depending on the size and efficiency of the refrigerator. Freezers also typically require a dedicated 120 volts, 15 or 20 amp circuit. Again, the actual amperage draw can vary depending on the size and efficiency of the freezer. Microwaves typically require a dedicated 120 volts, 20 amp circuit. High-power microwaves may require a 240 volt circuit. Other small appliances, such as toasters, blenders, and coffee makers, can typically be plugged into general-purpose 120 volts, 20 amp small appliance branch circuit. However, it's important to avoid overloading the circuit by plugging in too many appliances at once. When installing a backup generator, it's important to consider the total power requirements of all the essential appliances that will be powered by the generator. The generator should be sized to provide enough power to run all of these appliances simultaneously. It's also important to consider the generator's fuel consumption. Generators consume fuel at a rate that is proportional to the amount of power they are producing. A larger generator will consume more fuel than a smaller generator, even if they are both running at the same load. Therefore, it's important to choose a generator that is sized appropriately for the essential appliances that will be powered by it. In addition to the considerations discussed above, there are also some other factors to keep in mind when installing a backup generator. These include the location of the generator, the type of fuel it uses, and the noise level it produces. The generator should be located in a well-ventilated area to prevent the build-up of carbon monoxide. It should also be located away from flammable materials. Generators can run on a variety of fuels, including gasoline, propane, and natural gas. The type of fuel that is used will affect the generator's cost of operation and its emissions. Generators can be quite noisy, so it's important to choose a location where the noise will not be a nuisance to neighbors. Overall, installing a backup generator is a complex project that requires careful planning and execution. It's always recommended to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that the installation is done safely and correctly. An important element in this discussion is to fully understand the National Electrical Code, which is a set of standards for safe electrical installations. It is updated every 3 years, so it is important to stay current with the latest edition. The National Electrical Code covers a wide range of topics, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. It is used by electricians, inspectors, and other professionals in the electrical industry to ensure that electrical installations are safe and compliant with regulations. The National Electrical Code is not law, but it is often adopted by state and local governments as part of their building codes. This means that electrical installations must comply with the National Electrical Code in order to be approved by the local authorities. The National Electrical Code is organized into chapters, articles, and sections. Each chapter covers a specific topic, such as wiring methods or overcurrent protection. Each article covers a more specific aspect of the topic, and each section provides detailed requirements. The National Electrical Code is a complex document, but it is essential for anyone who works with electrical wiring. It provides the information necessary to ensure that electrical installations are safe and compliant with regulations. To summarize some key points, first, arc fault circuit interrupters are essential safety devices that protect against electrical fires. Second, the National Electrical Code requires arc fault circuit interrupters in many areas of a home. Third, when installing a backup generator, proper sizing of circuit breakers and wiring is critical. Fourth, always consult with a qualified electrician for any electrical work to ensure safety and compliance. Fifth, understanding the National Electrical Code is fundamental to safe electrical practices. These practices ensure the reliable and safe operation of electrical systems, protecting lives and property. The collaboration between homeowners, electricians, and inspectors plays a vital role in upholding these standards. By understanding and adhering to these guidelines, one contributes to a safer and more secure electrical environment for everyone. The principles discussed here form the cornerstone of modern electrical safety. Continuing education and staying updated with the latest National Electrical Code revisions is paramount for all electrical professionals and homeowners alike. This commitment to learning fosters a culture of safety and excellence in the electrical field, ensuring that homes and businesses are protected from the hazards of electrical fires and other electrical-related incidents. The future of electrical safety relies on our collective dedication to knowledge, innovation, and responsible practices.